Hi.
Hello.
We're back. Oh god, it's loud. One moment. Just put that down to there, I think. That didn't help at all.
That didn't do anything.
It really didn't.
It's like trying to change the volume of a MIDI on Windows 98.
Yeah, and I just realized that you're coming through twice, but I fixed it. I think.
I hate everything. What are these options?
These options are dumb. A numerical value would have been fine, but now it's like just below middle.
Quite.
Every time I tab out, it just stops. But that's okay. So here we are with Return of the Obra Dinn, a game in an ancient style that I know absolutely nothing about.
It's 1-bit graphics.
Yeah.
You get a 1 or you get a 0.
Yeah,
And
pretty much.
That's it.
I know it's a mystery. That's about it. Also, the charity is still going. A Tiger Electronic wristwatch game. It could have been. Hell, I could probably make it.
Game and Watch.
I could probably make it look like one. There you go.
There we go. Actually, wow, that's giving me Macintosh vibes.
Oh, I mean, it's funny enough.
Well,
we started with Macintosh.
More so with the black, but I guess this works too.
Yeah.
Hi, Skid.
Yeah, he's good. The charity is still ongoing. We've raised $1,062 between all the streamers, which is an amazing job. We're halfway through the month. ! Donate if you haven't yet. All for a good cause. The Transgender Law Center. Lost at Sea 1803 is a good ship Obra Dinn, built 1796, London, 800 tons, 18-foot draught. Captain R. Witterell. With the 51 crew last voyage to Orient Cape rendezvous unmet. Contact the East India something office for inquiries or testimony. The Honorable East India Company. No. Chief Inspector, Insurance Claims and Claims, London office. The Obra Dinn has returned, dispatched to Falmouth immediately and prepare full assessment. Falmouth. Exactly.
Company man. Said you need ferry to the Obra Dinn.
Obra Dinn.
Not many eager for that job. Seems a bit late if you ask.
I didn't.
What's in the box?
I don't know.
What's in the bar?
I'll hoist it up in a few minutes.
Hey! How?
Carefully.
Oh. Whoa. Graphics.
Oh, that's trippy.
That is weird.
Oh.
Huh. Wait, do I have WASD? I did. Okay. Alright. That's...
Return to where? This is the middle of the ocean.
Oh, you know what? I saw the ship. It's fine. We're leaving. Woo, 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 woo. You know, would be really cool if I could see the controls. There we go. View. E, zoom, space, action. Tab, open book. I can't open a book. Whatever. Okay. Up we go. This would be trippy as hell in VR. Now let's see. First thing we should check is this dead guy.
Oh, hi. Got bugs.
I want your item, sir.
I want your lemon. Hey, Trip.
Hey, Trip.
Oi!
What?
Oh!
Too heavy!
It's a flat rate package. Yeah, I filled it with osmium, but so what?
Guess I'll go down and get it. I'm doing good, Trip. How you doing?
It's too heavy. Take it yourself or open it here.
Hey, do heavy. Yeah.
I'll just take this book, I guess. It's not a sandwich. There we go. D. I trust that you now find yourself aboard the Obra Dinn. I expected this day to come, and my every intention was to tell the ship's strange tale within the pages of this book. Regrettably, failing health has allowed me to produce only the basic outline that follows. Your presence on the ship is critical. I leave the discovery of its fate and the completion of this book in your hands. The next few pages will seem bewildering at first. All will make sense in time. Use the pocket watch to determine the identity and fate of all aboard. Complete each chapter accurately and return the book by guaranteed post at the French Office of Affairs in Morocco. The bargain chapter will remain unknown to you. I possess the details within, but I've elected to keep them private. For now, Henry Evans.
Rich Evan.
Gee, dear God. Deck plans, crew manifest, sketches of life aboard the Obra Dinn. Something about the cargo deck.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff here.
That's a lot of stuff. Glossary in case I need it. So, yes. Ah. These are very unfriendly controls, I gotta say. Tired after getting back from a thing you started doing. Like an exercise thing? I hear those are things. So it started down there at what looked like Cape Horn. And
Or
up
it started
to...
in England. Tell.
Yeah, so... Alright. Here's the Orlop deck. Gun deck, main deck. Cargo hold. Alright, let's get on board. Give me the watch of the damned. Memento mortem.
Mortis.
Dun.
Oh,
Oh,
Mortis dancing.
Morse
Cool.
dancing, alright. You mentioned that last time, that's right. Alright, now we leave
That
this
was it?
man.
I thought that was a giant safe or something with how much she was complaining about how heavy it was.
I guess I only took what I needed out of it.
I guess?
Alright. Let me look at these controls again. Spacebar. Tab opens and closes the book. That's literally it. Spacebar. Alright, so...
Oh, ding the bell.
I can't.
Do it.
I can't.
Oh. 1 out of 10. Hey, what's out in the ocean?
What? I don't know. I can't do anything with it.
It beckons to you.
It does. I might jump into the water if it would let me. Alright, so...
Oh, there's the helm. That's a weird spot for it.
That's not the
Oh, wait,
helm.
that's not the helm at all. That's a winch. Oh, it's got a little X on it. Show it's locked. Captain likes his privacy.
Close the door. Close it. Close it. Okay, that's not gonna get closed. And I can't, There it goes. No. I want you to open these. No? Oh, it's like Shenmue but bad.
Shenmue, but bad.
I could open every drawer in Shenmue. Okay.
Oh.
Captain! Open the door! Kick it in. Ah! Lest we break it down and take more than those shells!
You bastards may take exactly what I give you!
Oh no. Oh, cool. We're in Batman brain dance mode.
Nice shot. So there was obviously a mutiny of some sort. The trajectory of the blood leads down there. I found the entrance to the TARDIS, I think. This dude's like, fuck this, I'm up here. Can I do anything with you, sir? I can make you
Looks like it.
glow. What the?
What was that? Oh, that's showing who he is on the manifest, I guess? What? Yeah, we finished it! The end. Oh. Oh, this is the end of the voyage, I see.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. This unknown soulmate, this unknown fate, he was... I believe that's the guy who was shot. Shot by a gun. By Captain Ritterall. We don't know who he is, though. He's blurred throughout the book. We don't have enough information to figure out who this is. Yeah, we did that. Right. Okay. Cool. Neat. It's slowly coming together. Captain, open the door, kick it in. Okay. Right? 3 others were present. This guy. And this guy. Okay,
Neat.
starting to get it. So whoever that is running up. This guy got murked, and this guy's like, oh shit. That is that the captain?
Looks like it. He's got a captainy hat on.
Oh, let's look in here. This is still nothing. And I can't exactly get in here. He's a very solid person.
A very solid figment of my imagination. Well, neat.
Right.
Hey, the captain's quarters are open now.
Oh. We'll just accept this and move on.
Oh, buddy.
Where are they? Must be in here someplace.
They're at the bottom of the sea.
That's a lie.
It's a whack.
This guy got his neck cut open. He got slightly bonked. There's a gun
Bonked.
over here. Okay. So, just based on what we know, these guys are
Oh.
gonna break in. Captain opens the door, fires. This guy gets taken out. The other guy takes the opportunity and what?
You blacked out. The darkness is encroaching. Ah!
Okay. We don't know who he is, but
Wait a minute, though. That isn't that the guy who was running up the top of the ship?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to get a closer look at him. Okay, so if I zoom in, he is.
Oh, it is him. Okay.
Okay, so you open the book. This guy, you don't know who he is, but he was
Knifed.
knifed by the captain. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Assuming that's the captain anyway.
Well, let's look. I mean, they're calling him captain.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Yeah. Because it could be whoever's in charge of the ship is just called captain, so he might not have
Yeah,
been.
or it could be like the first officer who or something. I don't know. Yeah, we're just assuming.
We're gonna make some slight alterations. Okay, so he got knifed by whoever this is, who we assume is the captain, looking for something. And it's at the bottom of the sea. This man is still very dead. So what happened to this guy?
Hmm.
Did he jump off? What the hell is that?
Whoa, what? Such a weird effect. Can you focus on it, like with space, or zoom in
Not,
with E?
not particularly. I may have to approach from a different angle.
Oh. Yes. Go.
Who are you? Okay, so
Hello.
this dude in the back decided to. Oh, I get it. So he's gonna come up behind the captain this way.
Oh, I'm a ninja, I am.
A ninja is. Yeah, he would jump down, go through here, and backstab, or grab the gun because it's down here now.
Yeah.
Fascinating. I always want to break out an actual notebook for this.
Oh, is 150 pages of one in the game not enough?
Probably not. Okay, so that was this guy. I've made that sound before. the dude who was coming up behind him like just got bashed. This guy's a ninja. Oh nope, there's a knife. This man is dead. This is called blunt damage. Yep, same dude who crawled up and over. He's over here grabbing his throat and he's rotting over there. Didn't really need that, but
Oh.
that wasn't there last time. Alright. Okay. We don't know who they are, but they were definitely clubbed to death. So who is this? Thanks, game. Open the book while examining a face to flip directly to the sketch. Ah. Neat. So, her. Unknown. She's not dead yet. Did anything else open up? Okay, so she's in this room generally.
Well, maybe she's sick. And I mean, the gunshot only happened like 10 seconds ago, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say one way or the other. Through the door.
Your apartment door was shot 3 times? Holy shit.
Christ.
Why?
Well,
Why? Oh, she didn't make it.
well.
Well, I mean, nobody did, but
Oh, she could have had it. We could have asked her today.
Abigail, your brother, my friend. I shot him dead. I'll be with you soon, my love.
I think she's dead.
Please forgive me
Bang.
for everything.
Yep. Well, through the chest.
This music seems a little too upbeat for this.
I feel like I'm playing an edutainment game.
Yeah, only it's an actual game.
Yeah.
If this was
Okay.
a 90s multimedia experience, you'd be like using mist controls or something.
So she's dead from something. Abigail, your brother, my friend, I shot him. Right. This unknown soul. Suicide by gun. And no one else was present?
Well, maybe she was already dead.
That's what it's sounding like. I can't do anything with her until I walk through the door again and examine her.
Oh, I bet there's ways to get it running. I just don't know what they are.
You know, DOSBox black magic. XXXX.
4 deaths.
Or I was wrong on all 4 counts. Well, I'm
Oh,
incomplete.
maybe that's how many entries you have to complete still, because we don't actually know who anyone is.
Yeah. Martin. Where is the captain?
Oof.
Jesus.
Oh, it's a fucking kraken.
Ah, wow. This is the guy who wound up getting clubbed. This is half a man. This is that guy. This is that guy. This is dude next to the captain. That's Abigail. Let's see where this goes. The Doom.
Ooh.
Corpse was moved post-mortem. 10 others were present. Who is this? How did they die? Well, this is going to be... Yeah. Right. Yeah. Cool. There were 60 people on the ship when it left England. Determine everyone's identity and fate will not be easy. The size of information is rare. You have to make assumptions using partial information. Some identities can only be revealed through a process of elimination. Good luck.
Good luck.
All right. Abigail Hoskett Literal. She was crushed by
Rigging?
rigging. Yeah. This may or may not be correct. Well, thanks. Fates are validated in sets of 3, like comedy. Correctly identify at least 3 people and their fates that have the information typeset into the book. All right. So that's what we gathered. 10 others were present. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. Uh, what?
Time is getting wibbly wobbly. What? Your pocket watch is angry. Whoa! It's a ghost!
Okay, I'll follow this random apparition. I'm fine with this. Hey, you good down there?
Oh, yeah. Oh. Oh, well, that wasn't there before.
Great.
Oh, it's such a weird effect. It's so blurry. It's weird, but it's not blurry because it's literally 1 bit.
All right. So, based on this, we can make a few more assumptions. The captain, whoever held the gun, I assume the captain, says that he shot brother, Abigail's brother, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that'd be William Hoskett, first mate.
I'm also thinking, I think the guy that we thought was the captain was actually Martin, right? Because she was like, "Oh, Martin, where's my husband?"
Yeah,
And then he's like, "Abigail, I'm sorry," like he's her husband.
maybe. Let's make sure we have the bodies right here.
Captain, open the door! Kick it in. Ah! Lest we break it down and take more than those shells! You bastards may take.
Shot your brother. Okay, he might not be the captain. Alright, so... But I don't think he's going to be third mate just because of the hat, which actually does mean something.
True.
Well, yeah, the fanciness of the hat, and also like the stuff on it. This could be the captain, and this could be the first mate, but he wouldn't. He didn't sound. Well, whoever this was wasn't on the ship very long. Uh, Abigail, your brother, my friend, I shot him. I'll be with you soon, my love. Forgive me for everything. So, Captain Robert Witterell shot himself, clubbed by the captain. William Hoskett was shot with a gun by the captain. Oh! Well done. 3 fates correct. Captain Robert Witterell shot himself. William Hoskett, first mate, was shot by the captain. And she was crushed by falling rigging. Yeah, it's a genuine whodunit. I like it.
3 out of 60, I guess.
I guess, but I was actually kind of more worried it was some sort of doomsday clock. Alright. So, we identified him. We have no idea who this is. We have no idea who this is. Let me see if I missed anything. I don't like that.
That's where the Kraken is.
Okay, so Captain Abigail. The first mate is here. The ghost of this guy showed up, so. Whether flies or pixels, I'll never know.
That was a lot of wet noises.
Yep. Oh, there's a lot of wet things. Okay, the mast is still in one piece. I don't see Abigail crushed by anything yet. There's this guy who's probably from the See, if I were using the game's language, I would say from the Oriental people that they were meeting, but we don't use those terms anymore. So this Asian man, I have no idea who he is. This man is that man. Good job, me.
This man is that man, and that man is this man. This man has a hat and no mustache, but a beard.
And even a bear. Who dis? How die? Well, this man was krakened. Crushed
Well,
beast.
we do know from the corpse later that he was torn apart.
Someone threw somebody a gun? Is the catching or the receiving position?
That looks like that guy's receiving.
No, it looks like he threw it because he's going.
Well,
this
actually,
is
yeah. Now that you mention
it's
it,
an
yeah.
upward direction. Oh, look, there's a goat.
Go.
So yeah, take the gun. And yeah, this man is not being
He's torn
crushed. He's torn apart.
Yeah.
Torn apart by a beast.
A beast.
Show me. Right.
What of the goat?
What of the goat? It got out.
Oh, good. I'm sure it swam to safety.
as goats are prone to do. That's some really good sound work.
What? Oh, it's an explosion.
The ship was rocking really damn hard. Are you sure? Because I can't tell. So, this man exploded. A fiery explosion. And this man, wherever he be, taking a tumble.
Oh, I'm getting the guns.
How did they die? They exploded. I did it. I guess no extra ghosts want to come out for this one. God, that's unnerving.
Yeah, you're right. This would be really weird in VR.
I kind of want it to happen, though. I would puke everywhere and it'd be awesome. Alright, back to reality.
Such as it is.
Hey, look, gravity.
No.
Let's check out the next deck. Alright, so you've got your powder storage, your larder. Cannon, loose cannon. Many loose cannons. And a dead guy. Crushed by a cannon.
Sir, loose cannon! This is nearly over! Fight your footing!
Ooh.
Ooh.
Alright.
Oh, right. Oh, no, that's bad.
Well, it's not during the Kraken attack.
Yeah, maybe leading up to it. Oh.
There's whoever that is. Probably second or third mate. But there was a guy in army fatigues earlier. Oh, this poor chap was crushed by a cannon. Oh, it's half a man. It's the half that belongs to the other guy? Whose legs are these?
These trunks of formless stone in the desert.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I feel like I'm in like some really deep level of Inception.
Whoa!
Oh, that was it fired on the inside.
Aw, jeepers.
The Kraken grabbed it. This man was obliterated. I mean, point blank was a cannonball. Yeah.
Is it a ball or is it a grape shot? I can't tell.
Those are balls down there. But even if it was grape shot, this man is going to be as fine paste.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But that happened before this happened? Wait, I'm on the wrong side of the boat. Okay. So, this guy hadn't been crushed yet. And there were a couple extra dudes down here. Including our man from before. All of these guys are from before.
Uh-oh, there's two corpses.
Yeah. Alright, let's have a look. There's this guy. I think we saw it later. There's this guy, who I think we saw later. There's this guy who got crushed by the Kraken upstairs. There's this poor bastard. This is the dude in a top hat. Oh. His head is gone.
So it is.
And there's one more body.
Hello.
I can't get a read on him. Wait. Maybe? No. Ah, there we go. Is the looping really required, sir?
It's for effect.
The... Ah, so this is what happened just beforehand. This guy was crushed by the cannon because the Kraken got in and pulled it up against the wall. But the spark for the cannon had already been lit, meaning this guy
So I think, yeah, that's the guy who got his head blown off. So the guy behind him must have died too, but we weren't able to see it in the scene after because he's like beyond the wall or something.
Yeah, so who is this? No idea. This guy was... I mean, technically he was decapitated, but that's not correct. Shot by a cannon by...
Well, the beast aimed it, but somebody else lit the fuse. I don't know if that matters.
Yeah, we'll leave that one there. And this guy is who we're looking for. Not him. Oh, it is this guy. So what happened to this guy?
Probably got shot too.
Kind of want to go up a level? Whoa. The doom. Okay, this dude was crushed by a cannon. Technically. Crushed by a beast? No. The cannon did it. Okay. Let's... Yeah, this guy... crushed by a cannon. Or the beast. That's gonna be... It's chicken and the egg situation with this guy here. This guy got his head blown off by the cannon, meaning this guy should have been sent flying through the wall. I need to go back a level.
So, be right back.
Yep. Okay. So the Kraken grabbed it and pulled it against the wall. The guy who was there has been crushed, like horrifically. The guy who was holding it, like over here, top hat guy, he's gone. But the other guy... The guy was right behind him, so unless he dove for cover this way, I don't think he could have. He's in that room. Not him. Not him. Not him. It doesn't work though. There's the bathroom, for lack of a better term.
Hey, what'd I miss?
I just found a body.
Yay!
I was trying to figure out what happened to the dude behind this guy, because this was the dude who got shot by the cannon.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that he got shot into this room, because where the hell else is he gonna go? But that room all of these rooms are empty except for the one I just opened, which was this one. Wait, there's bloodstains. Yeah. And yeah, I noticed that too, Trip.
Oh no, you're cut.
Ugh.
Don't leave me.
Bear up, son. I'll stay with you.
Tell Pete's mother I tried my best
Aye,
to pull him back, to save him.
you tell her yourself. Brennan, bring the surgeon's kit.
No idea. Wait, that's the first mate. So first mate's down here yelling for Brennan to get the surgeon's kit because this guy is fucked. No idea who that is. And there's this guy again. And then there's this. Oh, train ain't leaving the station now. He looks like a conductor. What can I say?
Yeah, no, he does.
Escape. Even had the conductor hat, yeah. In the midshipman cabin, 3 were present. Oh no. Who is this and how did they die? Fuck if I know. Exsanguination, maybe?
Well,
I mean, that's a lot of damage. Yes, this is the man I was concerned about, not the one missing his face. Be free with the spirit. Oh, no. Where are you going? Emotional damage. Let's see.
What's all this, you damn fool?
Oh,
What?
club.
So this guy is like, oh god, his face, and then gets clubbed. By this guy. There's another man with a funny hat. And he has a musket. No, a flintlock. So maybe he shot him?
Maybe?
Binary pointillism?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Huh. Never heard of it. It's neat. And then this here would be the first mate. So while this guy is shooting this guy and getting clubbed by this guy is like, oh shit, we gotta go this way. And then there's a guy he was stabbed. I say everything shot everyone. The end.
Mystery solved.
So whoever the kid is was stabbed in the back. That would take place here. They were knifed by an unknown attacker. Wait, forward. This guy was clubbed by an unknown attacker. Now we get to the Faceless Men.
Faceless man. Jim Faceless man.
Chat gets like that sometimes. To just go silent because not everyone is actively watching. Some people use this for background noise, which is totally fine and valid.
It's always funny when they use it for background noise, and then I just start screaming.
Captain Cannon. You have a plan?
Good read.
Take ship and sail east. Trade wretched fish and shells for gold. Hey, who's there?
Oh, the shells again.
Bastard.
Oh. So someone was walking by, overheard mutiny, and started screaming mutiny instead of, That's a lot of blood in the wrong direction. Right. And who is this? That guy. Okay. So we still have a bunch of blood this way. And oh, he was still crawling. So in the middle of all of this, two people are talking mutiny and get into a fight. And up here is
Boy, what's all this then?
our man with the gun and the first mate. In VR, I think I'd be running around like imitating the scenes, being like, okay, this guy like ran down the stairs. This man was shot by a gun. Oh, that's new.
Goodbye.
Mutiny.
No.
Ah, there you be.
Let them go!
Oh, hello. Who are you?
Her. Shot this guy. Who are you? This is the first mate again.
Oh, it's a captain.
Oh yeah, you're right. And then there's our ninja. What is he aiming at? Oh, I guess he was going for the same. He either shot this guy or is also aiming at this guy. There's the first mate, and the guy who's kneeling with the gun in the sketch.
Climbing the railing like a gremlin.
11. Oh, there's a present. This guy who was clubbed. And this person, this person. No. Okay, this guy was shot by her. She's in a lifeboat. Probably this dude. Meaning this should be a really short journey for the little thing.
Yet.
Last one. Move quick.
Boy, you'll not take the last one.
Oh, look out!
Let them go.
Damn.
Okay, so this guy's on the boat. Yes, and this woman. And this woman. And this young man over here.
So it sounds like the dude who got stabbed might be named Paul?
Maybe. Here's the captain shooting up while the first mate is running from... He didn't go downstairs. Here's the guy who gets stabbed.
He overheard. And he paid the price.
I didn't even see how that guy died. Okay, hold up. I'm trying to piece together like a million things. Alright, so some people in here were talking mutiny. This guy overheard, started to run. There was a fight. This guy got his face blown off. Drags himself over here. First mate, who's already running this way, has to run back down and, calls Brennan. This guy seems to always be with the first mate. Maybe this is Brennan. Okay, this guy was run through with a sword. Sword. By an unknown attacker. And then this guy... this guy gets shot by her. It's a lot of threads to keep track of.
Yeah.
Which reality am I in? Okay, I think I'm back in quote unquote the modern era. I'm me again.
1807, we're back.
Yeah. 1985. Someone's missing an arm.
Put me down. Let go.
Easy now. You're in a bad way.
It's the squid. Where is my Frenchman?
The squid's gone. Your mate was torn apart.
But that... The beast is dead. How? How did you kill it?
We didn't. It left with the storm. Captain came up from the hold. Said he chased it off. You should rest.
A curse like that does not live for nothing.
Okay. I think this dude is our bleeder.
Our bleeder.
Well, no. He is, but he isn't. The guy... Here's the first mate again. Here's someone leaving the cargo hold. Here's captain. The best way to get rid of Sushi is Stimulus Shark. Iggy is resting, unfortunately. Here's Conductor Man. Here's Dude with Hat. And here is Dude with Hat.
Half the people on this boat are dudes with hats.
Yeah, I know. He had to have died from exsanguination. He expired. Wait, no, not from
Old
old
age.
age. Yeah, no, that's how that works. He wasn't sorted. He could have been. It could have been an illness, but I don't think so. Poison shot, speared spike, strangled, struck, suicide, torn apart. Knife, killed by sword, illness, froze, fell, exploded, expired, electrocuted. Eaten, unknown, alive, axed, burned, clawed, clubbed, crushed, decapitated, drowned. Maimed? Is maimed in there? No. Torn apart since arm is missing? No, because, like, there was a crack and literally, like, pulling people apart. I'm gonna leave it on unknown. Okay, we're not in some sort of deeper level. Alright. I don't even know where to begin. The first mate was here. Someone was in a car. The captain was coming out of the cargo hold. We should probably go there. First mate came out of this room. Oh, I saw a thing. For a brief second, I had the power.
Welling within me.
Is that a body?
On your toes.
Go back there!
Here.
Pepe!
Slack the lifts and lower the boats. The whole crew will be on us.
Give it up!
Oh.
Okay, there's a lot going on here. This dude looks like he got hit in the back of the head with something. This dude fell. This guy. He's impaled on a something. And cheese was the Asian compliment. Way back here, huh?
Hmm.
Yeah, China would make most sense. Corpse was moved post-mortem. How did they die? Well, they were most definitely shot by gun. I don't want to go deeper. There's a lot happening here. Is this guy going on or off? Is this guy going on or off? It looks like they're coming on board. And they were saying no. Wait, no. They were talking about lowering the boats. So someone's trying to run off as the Chinese compliment. I guess. Can't even get to the lower deck yet because it's sealed off. Alright. Excuse me? Did I just completely blind that guy? That was really unnecessary.
Oh, it's the Justice at Sea guy.
Hok Seng Lao, you have been found guilty by self-confession of the murder of Nunzio Pasquale.
Okay, yeah. Definitely Chinese.
As captain of this ship, and by the authority of the East India Company, and thus the Crown of England, I sentence you to death by firing line. Mr. Wolf, when you are ready.
Right, sir. Ready, men. Aim. Fire.
Ooh.
Okay.
Whoa.
I think you got him. Wait, was this made by the Papers, Please, guys? Okay. Let's I got a couple of names out of this one. Hok Seng Lo. Can I select more than one? I hate how there's a couple unknowns in this list. No, he has done nothing wrong. Miss Lim, it's too late. Quiet. As captain of this ship and by the authority, Mr. Wolf, when you're ready. Right, sir. Aim, fire. So the captain's giving the countdown. This would be Mr. Wolf's then, because he's doing the hand thing for fire.
Doing the hand thing.
Well, it's the ready, aim, fire.
Oh yeah.
So, Christian Wolf, gunner. Where? What? That must have been the guy that was murdered. Same day as Papers, Please. That is cool. I love Papers, Please.
Hello? Who is there? Who is that? Is someone hurt? Senor Nichols, is that you? What are you doing down here?
Oh, hello. Yes. All fine here. Just sorting some things. Watch your step. Here. Let me help you.
That looks like a knife.
Khajiit?
That's a death. That has to be a knife. You can't punch someone that. Well, yeah, you can.
can't breadbasket someone to death.
I mean, just the way he's, you know. So when I leave the book, stupid watch is gonna come up.
Stupid watch.
Oh. Okay, it's not. Alright, can I come back to my time now? Thank you. Ooh. Alright, hold up. The murder of Nunzio Pasqua. Okay, so that would make this guy punched isn't an option. Oh wait, no, struck by hooves, wing, or tail. Also, if you're just joining us, we are still doing the charity to raise money for the Transgender Law Center. As Nightbot just announced, use exclamation donate if you'd like to help out. We've currently raised $1,062. A little over halfway to our goal. Wasn't spiked. Speared? Shot? No, that knifed. I'm going with knife. Oh, there's too many people.
Yeah, I'm almost wondering if you kind of need to go back to prior areas and start narrowing down identities.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that. All right. So right, okay. Good trick. Yep. All right. Captain shot himself. The ninja was clubbed by the captain. This guy was knifed by someone. Hold up. Now for a crack skeleton to float up.
Must be in here someplace.
A single giant beak.
They're at the bottom of the sea.
That's a lie.
Okay, that's the captain. And that's that guy. So we know that he was knifed by the captain. Oh, he's shown up in 10 different memories.
Oh.
Oh, thank God.
Oh. That's handy.
He first showed up here. Arrows indicate the flow of time. Hate 4-dimensional maps. Okay, so we have no idea who this guy is, other than that he walked in and he got gutted.
He got gotted.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely has a Cockney accent or something equivalent. I'm listening for a name drop or something.
Captain! Open the door! Kick it in. Ah! Lest we break it down and take more than those shells!
You bastards may take exactly what I give you!
So he didn't drop a name. He just up and got shot. Cool. But it's Scottish. The first mate had a Scottish accent. We heard him down here. Was the bleeder guy, which was this dude. He was Is that a leg? A peg leg?
Maybe?
No, it's a foot and connected bone caught in the rigging.
Oh.
This guy bled out because his arm was ripped off. But did he ever show up prior to this? He first shows up here. He was at the execution. He has a
Everybody
friend.
was. It was such a good party.
He had a French friend, and he used a French expression.
Put me down. Let go.
Easy now. You're in a bad way.
Mr. Squid, where is my Frenchman?
No, he wouldn't say that.
Your mate was torn apart.
For that. The
German.
beast is dead. How? How did you kill it?
We didn't. It left with the storm. Captain came up from the hold. Said he chased it off.
The guy who was murdered was the Italian.
Curse like that
Hmm.
does not live for nothing.
This guy. That could be Austrian. Hey, zombie, can you look up Verdun and see what language that originated from?
If I could spell it, yeah.
Yeah, I'll get you a spelling. Verdammmt.
D-A-M-T. Dump. What does verdammt mean in German? It means damn. But it's German.
It's German, so Austria. Oh, that would make sense. He's the bosun, and the bosun's mate is French. So
Ah.
this is Alfred Klestiel. He was torn apart by the beast because they're talking about the squid.
True.
Okay.
Bosun.
Bosun. Yeah, that's right. It's Captain. That's a little progress. The bosun is there. Chamber pot's over here. none of these are gonna be the French guy, because that was during the Kraken attack. Zadoom. But yeah, this was the Chinese guy who was falsely accused of the murder of this guy who was the Italian guy. Can I get to that third deck? Yeah, okay. So the captain came up from here. Whoa. Oh then.
Oh. What of the fate of this soul?
That might be all I have to go on. Ah, the mallet room. Oh, that's handy.
Feels like a door fortress layout. Oh, hey. See
Well,
if we
no,
got the corpses.
it makes sense. That means that, like, if there's a hull breach, they can just go back here and fix it because you have direct access to the outer hull.
Yeah.
Secure the hold.
Someone shoot the damn thing!
Hmm. Interesting.
It came through the wall. What the
What
fuck is
the
that?
fuck is
What the
that?
fuck is that? No. What the?
It's you know, it's one of those deep sea crabs with 50 legs.
I can't even get.
Oh, what happened to him? He got spiked.
He got spiked. But like, what the ever loving fuck is that? No. We can sailor now, boys. They make for the lazarette. Secure the hold. Someone shoot the damn thing. Blarg. This man was shot by a gun. Hello, Spiky Man. I was not expecting horrors from the deep.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we did see a Kraken earlier.
That's within the realm of possibility.
Look, this is just a giant crab thing. You know, it's crab.
Now
It's
we're in the
fine.
room with it.
I've got you. Don't move. I'll get you down.
Does that mean he's alive?
Well, not for long.
Well, man can't live on spider crab alone. I don't know what I mean by that. Alright, so whatever the fuck this thing is dead. It's not a crab. There's that guy. Trying to wash the blood out, I guess. I wasn't done. It's crab based, at least. Based crab. They were spiked by a terrible beast. You know, I came down here to get a name or two. Instead, I got a horror show. Can't we just be like 32 of them died to Cthulhu and call it a day? How is he even going to explain this to his superiors at the East India Company? Like, yeah, I have a magic watch and I quantum leapt back in time a lot, and there was a giant squid and spider crab demon.
Quantum leapt.
Quantum Leap was a good show. Okay. Is that man on fire?
Oh, maybe that's why he was being doused.
Okay, burned. This guy is stabbing the creature. Through him. No, wait. What is this? It's like he jumped on it and it's holding it in place to get stabbed. But that looks like a humanoid torso in that mess, right? I'm not crazy, right?
I don't know what's going on.
It has eyes. Or I think those are eyes. Who are you? This man was burned. Looks like they're fighting something else back here. You know when you play Sea of Thieves and then you're in the middle of a fight and then a bunch of people show up? This is kind of what that's feeling like. Why am I chasing you?
Because it's fun?
Yeah, 2 for 1.
We're no use.
Ah.
Oh my god.
Ah.
Oh. Oh, it is humanoid. Or there's a humanoid riding it, or there's a corpse riding it. I don't know what's going on. Wow.
What? What in the unholy fuck am I looking at? It is crab based. Yeah, it's just a really big spider crab. We're kidding. Okay. How about that? Alright, so that's him. And that's him. This guy got spiked. This guy fell and is throwing the lantern. Okay, this guy started to fire. I have no idea. No more. I have questions. There's a lot happening here. Aside from the fact that this is here, this guy got thrown. This guy is having a duel, I guess. This guy is... There's another one.
There's more. Oh my god.
Yeah, those are some sort of underwater people riding spider crabs into battle. Someone pissed off Aquaman. Ah. There's the first mate again. And there's Hatman. And here is that dude who's being handed a weapon by Mr. Wolf, the head gunner. Okay.
Mr. Topham Hat.
And there's Choo Choo Man. Okay, which body do I get to examine now? Oh, okay. Excuse me. Pardon me.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought it was a creature looking at me too. Some sort of horrible three-eyed beast. Hehe, Racia. Luckily for you, I got turned around horribly. So this cannon had nothing to do with this guy being staked.
What's going on? Stay back. It's already done for Nick. Hey,
That noise.
come on, boss. No, get there. Hey, cat.
What the? So he threw his axe and the spider's like, ha! I deflect. Yeah, because look at the water pattern.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then
that's cool.
this thing just fired spikes right into this poor bastard.
Oh, he doesn't look too far behind.
Yeah, he's about to get one to the face, it looks like.
That's what I call a bitch, please.
This dude's cowering for dear life, as well he should be. I would have jumped into the ocean and swam back to Florida. Wasn't even discovered yet. Oh, wait, 1800? Yeah, it was.
Hadn't even discovered Florida.
Look, I forgot what century this took place in. How did they die? Horribly. They died horribly. Struck? No. Spiked.
Spiked.
I love that effect with the water particles, though.
Oh, there's more. There's always more, and it's always worse. Might that be poor Nick?
Maybe. Phew. This is a very busy voyage. We got a mutiny. We got Kraken attack. We got hell creatures from the depths. Like someone loaded up that XCOM game that was all underwater.
Oh God, Terror from the Deep.
Yeah. Oh, those sounds. I don't like those sounds. Holy shit. This guy got impaled? I'm saying impaled. Ah, there's our friend at the end of the game. Or book.
What do you mean, where did I think giant crab legs came from? I didn't think giant crab legs were a thing you could order at a restaurant.
Snow crab legs. Yes. Giant crab legs? Mmm. How did they die? They were speared by a beast. That seems right? Because he wasn't spiked, he was run through.
Yeah, but it wasn't technically a spear, but you can be speared by things other than a spear.
Claude? Okay, let's look again. The claw went clean through.
That's definitely a spear type injury.
Oh yeah, no wait, he's holding it. That's not the leg. That's the rider's spear.
Oh, that's interesting.
So he was speared by an enemy. Nice. I don't know if I want to call that an enemy, because is that... I don't know what these... Are these man? Are these beast? This man's going places.
Well, they're wielding weapons, so they're... I mean, they're on beasts, but... Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah, we're getting into, like, weird technicality at best. Kind of hope it's this guy. It is. Let me alt tab for a second.
Oh.
Yeah, when I alt tab, the game just... Ooh.
Oh.
That's not gonna be good for your back. Ooh!
What?
Wait, where am I? I'm up here. Okay.
Oh.
So, man, this... Whatever. They broke every mirror in England. This guy got shot by lightning, struck by lightning, and tumbled down there at the exact moment that the spider crabs and the riders were starting to come up. And these guys are hauling. They're trying to do something with the sails. Digging the music. He was alive on the way down, so he fell to his death.
Well, electrocuted is an option.
I guess, but he sure had a surprised look on his face in the earlier scene. He fell from the rigging to his death. I think that's where I'm going to go with that one. I want to be on the ground now, please. Okay. Let's, I need a minute. Which body did I look at that got us here?
There are so many, it's hard to keep track.
It really is. Soldiers of the Sea.
Oh. I thought Soldiers of the Sea meant the men on the ship who were repelling the attack. It's referring to the crab riders.
Crab riders. Okay, we'll go with crab riders. Okay, so this guy got impaled by a crab rider spear. This guy fell from the rigging. Or he was electric. This one's gonna be a coin flip.
Well,
Fittingly,
it's easy enough to change later on.
Yeah. The how isn't so hard, it's the who.
Well, that's okay, because I hear who.
Oh, thanks, Horton. Where's the escape door? Yeah, it's hard to tell. I thought the dude was making a really surprised face, but then I realized that you couldn't actually see the face. Yeah, that's true. Electrocuted. Okay, hold up. We have part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, part 6, part 7. The last bit of this is on the cargo deck. That it does. Pardon my extreme ignorance, but what is this?
It's a rope. Unless it's not.
No, it looked like it did rope things. That's the brig. This is the cargo deck. Right, we checked here already. So the final piece of the puzzle is somewhere on this deck, for at least the crab riding section of the tour. Alright, this guy got shot through the wall. And then the person over here was spiked. Spikes are still. Yeah. This guy was burned. What am I not seeing? This is the powder room, I'm guessing. It's definitely the armory. Yeah. A lot of missing rifles. Well, we have proof. We got one. Can't call me a liar if I got the damn thing on the boat. Ooga booga. Whoa. Oh, sir, I am sorry you got speared. And he's gonna take spear. And this dude's hiding. Who is this? That's the guy who gets torn apart. He gets torn apart later. This is whoever that is. And you, my good sir. Who's that? Ah.
Page 69. Nice.
Nice.
Well, the game seems to be telling us that we can know who these people are if they're sharp, right?
Yeah.
Miss Lim, okay. That might be her. She seems to be the only female member of that boarding party.
Let's try it. This would be from China. Work with me here. Bonlan Lim. Formosa.
Formosa.
Okay, so we've got Mr. Alfred, who got his arm torn off in the end. We've got the gunner, whoever the hell this is, this guy, and this guy, and this guy, and whoever ES is. I feel like I should just pick one and see if we can focus him down.
Yeah.
All right. Let's work on him. He's in 12 different memories. Yeah. Yep. Yep, that's about right. Yep. Cool. Yep. Yep.
Well, you don't want to be in the room with the giant crab?
Not particularly. The thing is, we have so few names that have been called out here. So, in the rigging, mainsail hauled up to secure the braces and lowered topsail, work fast, the wind's alive. Thunder crash. Guy gets electrocuted. 2 crab riders come up from the sides of the boat. Immediately grabs this poor guy. The others notice. Whoever this is got spiked to the wall, screaming, "En Daemon." Who says it like that? It's not Spanish. No, it would have been like El Diablo.
Madre de Dios es el pollo diablo.
Yeah, basically. We don't know enough about him to do anything with him anyway. This guy shows up in 2 memories on page 56 and 57. This guy had a very short time in the book. So he showed up here during the electrical storm and then got immediately speared.
Oh, Trip, that's a good point. It wasn't really explicitly said, but yeah, maybe that is what it means.
Maybe. So this guy comes up. What's going on? Stay back. It's already done for, Nick. Come on, boss. No, get down. Hey, catch. So he's... Oh, this is the guy who was throwing the axe.
Yeah,
so,
and then he got speared immediately after, yeah.
Stay back. It's already done for, Nick. Well, let's see if we have any... Well, we don't have enough, apparently. I have no idea how those died. This dude says it says we have enough of him.
We just need to know who. Oh, so that was the guy who was accidentally shot, right? The guy was aiming for the crab and went through the wall and hit him. So
yeah.
we just need to see who was shooting on the other side.
Okay, so that would be... We're gonna have to look at this one because the other one traps me behind the wall. Yeah, this game is great.
I've got you. Don't move. I'll get get you down.
Did I go to the wrong page? In the port walk. Right. So what was all said here? I've got you, don't move, I'll get you down. Give me that gun. Who has a gun? Is that a gun?
It looks like a blunderbuss or something, yeah.
This is... the bosun. He's throwing water because this guy was just burnt. This guy has a sword. So that means... where's the exit door? Ah. It's like I'm trapped in this dimension now. There was time now. A blunderbuss is not going to do that, though.
Yeah, that looks like a flintlock or something.
Someone shoot the damn thing!
Hmm.
There's our
There
shooter.
he goes. Actually, this would have been before rifles, right? When were rifles invented?
It could just be a musket.
Yeah, musket, flintlock.
They make for the leather edge, secure the hold. Someone shoot the damn thing. Okay, so bosun is shooting that way. No, wait. Which guy is this? So who's this? Okay, the
Who's
first
this?
mate.
Who's this?
The first mate got down there somehow. The guy who got his arm ripped off is over here, shooting that way. The only shot coming in this general direction is this one. I cannot get close enough to look.
Hmm. Yeah, we need to infer by going through other memories and figuring out who has the gun.
Yeah, here's the guy who was speared or spiked. He was that man over there. So where else does this guy show up? Yeah, part 6. And then 4 memories. He first shows up here. On the Orlop deck. Okay, we're gonna have to go back a few. I am fucking loving this. Okay, so I need to know how many. Okay, so this looks into that door. Spiked guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 holes down. Because I couldn't see the bullet hole. Here it is.
There it is.
So our guy would have had to have been standing here.
Yeah, more or less.
Okay, so we know that the I mean, he first shows up in the memory where this thing is torched. That's not him. Definitely not him. No.
That could be him.
It's first mate again. Alright, the face we're looking for is this one. This guy just got pinned. Wait. He's speared.
Oh,
or
is that the guy we
spiked.
thought was knifed?
Yeah, I mean, so what happened here, that thing comes down, spikes this guy. And I'm gonna, this guy must have been standing there. And he drags himself around over here. And what looked like a bullet hole was just a coincidental death. Or coincident, the bullet wasn't the cause. Because he was bleeding out from that thing.
Tricky little bastard.
It still doesn't answer who he is.
Well, no.
But he was spiked by a terrible beast. He was standing about here and got one spike in the back. Nope, through the stomach. So he was facing this way? Roughly? Yeah, we're gonna get a flood of names. Just we'll accidentally come up on like, okay, ship's crew, roll call. All right. So this dude showed up in 4 memories, which are now bookmarked. So that one. Problem is, I'm looking at that picture like it's the whole picture. No, he's here too. Okay. This is the pair of dudes killed. Right by the stairs. Yeah, is this one. Okay, we've seen this one. We need to go earlier.
We've got to go back.
I kind of wish navigating this was a little more streamlined.
Well, it's not a straight timeline. There's different events in different places.
Yeah.
All happening at the same time, so it's not like you can just take a straight arrow.
Maybe it's this one? 4, yeah, okay.
We're no use!
Oh, not him. Not him. He's kind of a Luigi-looking motherfucker.
Luigi-looking motherfucker.
What, like the old illustrations of Luigi back in the old day?
Where he was like, Mario,
Yeah.
where are you?
Kinda? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Okay, first mate's handing out weapons. This is conductor dude. That's... Who's this? No. He's throwing the lantern to set it on fire.
Oh, that's what's out of.
He's already down.
Oh. Yeah, he went a long ways. Where the fuck was he going? He just like found a little corner to die in.
I think he was here.
That must be.
Yeah, these guys were Claude. Definitely. The two of them. We're no use. This man was Claude. And this man...
It's no use. It's no use. It's no use.
Trauma. Alright, so we want to look at memories. Part 3. Part the 3rd. On the gun deck. Above us.
What's going on? Stay back. It's already going to the neck. Hey. Come on, boss. No, get there. Hey, cat.
And no way to tell what's going on below decks. Okay. I think we're gonna have to find... We need to find memories from way earlier in the voyage.
Did we go up this far to the main deck?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember. Yeah, I guess we would have had to get to the exit. I don't remember seeing the creature up there.
Yeah, it threw me off too. Alright, let's check back here. Wait, we were already in the armor. We checked both of those. Let's just go down. So, we got... Hello? No. How about in here? Hello? Nope.
Mario? Hello?
Mario. That was Peter Griffin for a second. You saw the watch kind of start to come up there? Unless I'm swinging... No, I don't have a body to swing stuff with. Oh,
yeah. What's triggering it?
What is triggering it?
What?
Oh.
Oh no.
They lost control of whatever this is, and this poor guy just bought it. This is the guy who was executed.
Oh yeah.
I need to get into this room here.
Sir, can you... Sir? Oh, God, I'm blacking out again.
Where in the journey is this? Has to be towards the beginning, right? Loose cargo. It is the beginning.
An auspicious start. Okay, so it did start out in England.
Looks like Wales. An unidentified stowaway expecting free passage to eventual freedom was instead crushed inside of a falling barrel.
Oh, must be one of the unknowns then.
The corpse was moved post-mortem. Yeah, daffy puff of smoke.
What? A daffy puff of smoke? Is that what you said?
Yeah. There's the French guy. That's the stowaway?
Isn't this just the same scene from before? What's happening?
These guys are busy doing something. Moving supplies around. I think it's just like it can't be any earlier. It's the first century. All right. Who is this? How did they die? And then an unidentified stowaway expecting free passage and eventual freedom was instead crushed inside a falling barrel.
Oh, that's why the watch popped up in the cargo hold, because you were looking at one of the barrels the guy died inside of. And then he crushed this guy. Okay.
And then this guy was crushed by cargo, technically?
Yeah.
Hey, Erwin.
Hey, Erwin. Hey, got home from vacation. How'd it go?
Oh wow, it's almost it's almost 11:30. I lost all track of time. So some poor best So I'm gonna guess it was this barrel here. Okay, so that's one of the shooters. Gunners, I guess I mean. The group from Formosa is down here. He is guarding someone. That's the whole first chapter.
Why can't they be happy memory?
Why can't people use each other's names? Live in a society. Okay.
Hey, got him.
You got him. This is just stuff. He wasn't guarding this room, was he?
It looked like this was the room he was guarding.
Oh,
This is one bit colored murder mystery. No, it's not a murder mystery game.
There's a lot of murders.
Okay, that's fair. There are murders, but mostly it's just, this ship had a real bad time.
Yeah. Yeah. They had invading hordes of spider crabs and a kraken and a storm and a mutiny and Lord knows what else. Yeah, it had to have been that. I'll check them all just to be absolutely sure. This is alcohol of some kind, I'm guessing.
Alcohol.
There's the brig, but can't exactly do anything with it.
Who would lock the brig? Why would you ever lock the brig?
I am turned around horribly. Okay. This fell from here?
Yeah, but we still got a good collection of Sims mood diamonds, so we're good.
Well, no, I'm just trying to figure out where that guard was. Okay. So, ignoring this. Where am I standing? I am here. We want to be here. In passenger cargo. He is guarding something in passenger cargo. Even the boat's all sealed up and cargo stowed away, and everything looks all different, so... He was guarding this room. And I'm not seeing anything in here. What did my hand just do? Looked like I just swatted away a fly. The thing was, that wasn't the hand that he uses to open doors. It was the left hand. It just came up and was like, wow. Nope, no idea. Ah, yes. Don't leave me in here with the bug. Right, dude was crushed to death in a barrel. One of these. He's unknown, so technically he doesn't matter. It's a fun story to tell on your way to wherever this plane was going. And here's the alcohol. Right. We're out of boat.
Are we out of corpses?
God, no. Can't go that way. I'm slightly annoyed that this thing is like, oh, you have enough to deduce who this is. Like, motherfucker, no I don't. Let's see what this does.
Wait, what?
Take him to the cockpit. Get him wrapped and seat the last right.
Hit her here. One swing.
It's literally giving us the last memory of the cow.
When you've done it. Here? Yeah. Come on.
Does the cow count as one of the 60 souls on board the ship?
You all right there, sir?
Never been on a farm, Chuck?
Mind your shoes now.
Charlie.
Oh, they did it here. Ah, right, food. Okay.
Charlie.
So Charlie should be over here losing his lunch.
Charlie.
Okay.
Charles Minor, Balls mate.
I mean, Charles is kind of a common name.
It might be we should look through all of them. Charlie. Charles, midshipman.
That's my guess.
It's more likely to be him than the bosun's mate, yeah, I think.
I mean,
oh yeah, I forgot that your book has a dictionary for all the words that like mean things. Like, what is a midshipman? Well, there you go. Right, middle of the ship, right? Yeah, this is the middle of the ship.
Yeah. So this guy would be. Well, he's doing this. He's doing the slaughtering, right?
Yes.
He was later spiked. Surgeon, surgeon's mate, carpenter, butcher.
Butcher. Well done.
Okay. Okay. Progress.
3 more hours to midnight.
You had to remind me.
So, I don't like how that clock. There's like a shaded part near the end. Like, is that when you can finish the game, or is that when something horrible happens?
I have no idea. Someone had a monkey.
A horrible little monkey. Orlop, that's a word I've never heard before.
Okay. So the third part of the second chapter is that a cow was butchered.
Well, this is a logbook of death, so yes. What the fuck? I didn't notice that.
It's very easy because we're like, it's easy to kind of lose our place with this. You know, trying to keep track of 60 people across multiple timelines
Same as
here.
the other fellow. Some lung disease, milk consumption, made worse by the cold.
Will it spread?
If so, we'd all have it. They must have picked it up at the Alaska house. I checked all hands just now, and everyone is healthy.
And him? What are his chances?
I gave him some laudanum. We'll see.
The cure-all. Alright, so this would be... This looks like the ship's surgeon, I'm gonna guess.
He looks like he's posing proudly for a photo, like, those are the guy I just gave laudanum to. Oh. This guy's just always there. Always looking. Always.
Wait, the hammocks were numbered? I didn't... What? Ah!
Wait, the hammocks are numbered? Everyone gets a chance. Wait, the hammocks are numbered?
Well, this man died of illness.
Broken heart.
I guess I need to find a hammock and look for the number. I didn't see it. And I won't in depth vision. Shit, I lost it.
You didn't follow the orb, and now you're lost forever.
Probably, yeah. I got distracted. I think it went up.
Well, I know what it is. We just don't know where it went.
Yeah, the bodies are starting to overlap a little bit.
We don't have any colors other than yes. So. Oh wait. Oh yeah. I would just go to the same spot, right? So it'd be like outside the surgeon's room.
Yeah. Right. Stationary dead body bag. Except I am horrifically turned around now. We are here. We don't want to be here. No, Erwin, I'm good. I can figure it out. There it is.
Well, it didn't help that it wasn't yes.
Russian.
Saya tutup. Aku terpilih.
Now, oh, there's the numbers.
Oh.
So, right? Yeah, he was saying Syed. This guy is in X. This is a deduction rating.
We're still in the tutorial.
A higher rating means it'll be more difficult to deduce this person's identity. Focus on the easily deduced identities first, leave the more difficult ones for later. Don't tell me what to do. Well, none of those hammocks are marked X here. So, blah. Solomon Syed met and then he died of illness. Okay. And over here we've got a couple guys just playing cards. The horrible light that awaits us all at the end. Oh god.
Too much yes.
Too much yes. Fuck you.
What?
The 3 X's has to mean I got one wrong, right?
I assumed it meant that's how many deaths were in this part of the story.
Oh, okay. Stop your cheating. Worry about yourself. Syed, get up, drink something. So you got 2 Russian guys arguing in the back over cards, and this dude's trying to wake up Syed. I want to go back to this one.
Syed? Syed Utho. Good deal.
None of these guys look like they're accusing anybody else of cheating. No one looks like they're cheating.
Wait, you can read the cards, right? Maybe one of them has like 20 aces or something.
Well, can you tell from this?
No.
Okay then.
Oh, hey, this is kind of going off on a tangent, but I learned something interesting.
Yeah?
There has never once in the history of mankind been 2 decks of cards shuffled the same.
That's pretty neat.
Because the number of ways you can shuffle a deck is 52 factorial, which is a bigger number than you can fit in the universe.
Okay, we've got a top man from Russia and 2 seamen from Russia. And that's not a topman. Neither of these guys are top men. This guy's a gunner.
They look like they're just. Oh, I thought they were passengers or something.
So this guy. You know what? Let's make sure I'm not crazy. Topman. Higher rated seaman specializing in work above the deck. Okay, so I wasn't wrong. And then just low-level crew member responsible for general manual labor on and below deck. The Orlop deck contains storage, cabins, animal pens, and the ship's steering tiller.
Orlop.
This is me making an educated guess. I am wrong.
Well, it wouldn't tell if you were right until you got more correct ones, right?
Maybe?
This unknown soul was shot with a gun.
I dub you Alexi.
By an unknown attacker.
I dub you Alakars. Actually, that just seems really stupid to me to be like, oh, you're Russian. You're this guy.
You're just throwing spaghetti at the wall and see what
I
sticks.
am doing that. Okay, these are all 3 triangle mystery people. Okay, hold up. Since the beds are numbered, this is number 51. This dude. He died of illness, which makes sense because he was right there. Why is this one marked X?
10?
And is that fucking Ipsum Lorem?
I can't quite make it out. It looks vaguely Latin, though.
I could not sleep like that.
I guess you'd probably get used to it.
I guess. Well, it's a mystery. And a mystery that I'll have to wait for the same time next week. We are at end of stream. But, this was a lot of fun. I was not expecting it to be anything like this. I had no idea what this game was like.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised too.
Yeah, just like somehow I avoided every spoiler ever. Stick around for the raid. I just need to see who is up and about. Let's go to Callus. And while that is happening, I'll do that whole ending thing that's supposed to be doing right now. I got it off GOG.com. But I think it's on Steam too. Anyway, special thanks to all of our subscribers scrolling on screen now. Couldn't do what we do without your support. If you haven't yet, please consider giving us a follow. Follow us on YouTube, link down below, where you can find all of our past playthroughs. Follow us on Twitter. Say hi. We can talk. And yeah, we'll be doing that raid 82nd now, and tomorrow, Zombies doing something.
Probably Mario Sunshine, unless I can't get Dolphin to work with crowd control, in which case I'll do Satisfactory, but yeah, we'll do whatever.
Hope you all have a good night. We'll see you later.